Today we celebrate the summer that slowly melts into autumn. This beaded bracelet is inspired by Gustave Klimt. The design is made around the core idea seen with Justine Gage. Keep watching to learn how to bead your own Klimt bracelet. And here we have our absolutely beautiful bracelet that I have decided to call Klimt bracelet to celebrate the flowers and the gold in the same time. So let's see the structure of this bracelet. We are creating some components which can be with central embellishment or plain, and then we connect them with a double right angle weave unit. In this case we use 2 double right angle weave units between 2 components. For this bracelet we need 11/0 seed beads. Here I have 15/0s. Then 3mm pearls. And I'm also using some sequins, some square sequins, like this. And of course the lobster clasp and the nymo thread with the beading needle. Just this. Let's start our first module, and for this we need 4 pearls, and we start by picking up 1 pearl, 1 11/0 seed bead repeated 4 times, and then we close it in a circle with a knot. So this is the starting sequence. And now we are going to bead together the first type of module. So like here, the one that is plain without any embellishments. The second module that I'll make to create the connection, I will show you how to make the one with the embellishments. So the next step, first of all, I would encourage you to go around and reinforce to make sure we have a safe when worn component. Okay, and we get ready for the next step by having the thread coming out of one of the 11/0s. Now we are going to create some loops in between the 11 O's, and for this we pick up 1, 2, 3 15 O's, then 1 11 O. This one can be the same color as the ones between the circle, the pearls, or not. I am using a different one just to be easier for you to see what I'm doing here. And then again 3 15 O's. So in between the 11 O's from the circle. And we repeat this around our beads. So 3 15 O's, 11 O, 3 15 O's, through the next 11 O, the same loop once more, and here we need just one more. And here we end the loops, and we move the thread up through the next 3 15 O's. Now the purpose is to go around once more to reinforce, but in the same time we are going to pop out these corners, let's call them, and for this, when we go around, we just skip them. So we skip them just like this, and now we pull the thread tight, and this will bring them out. Okay, so the same, go through the 15 O's, skip the 11 O, go down, and gently pull, and we'll pop up through the 15 O's. So this way, in the same time, you reinforce and make it look nice, have a nice shape. Go down. And pull gently. If it doesn't pop out, just help it a little and then pull the thread, because we don't want to break the thread in this step. And then again up through the 15 O's, skip the 11 O, go down the 11 O at the base and gently pull. If at the first attempt doesn't pop out, you help it a little and then pull the thread. And this is our component in this phase. We make sure that the thread comes out one of the corners, so we move the thread there. And now we can start the next step, and this is to add the sequins. So we have to add 4 sequins. The first sequin, we add it like this. We pick up a sequin, we pick up an 11/0, drop both the sequin and the 11/0, skip the 11/0, go back through the sequin, and here we close the circle like this, going from the opposite way of where the thread came out. And as you can see, we can put the sequin on this side or on this side. Here, because both sides are the same, it doesn't matter. When we will have the component with the top embellishment, we will have to be careful. But just now, we move the thread back up through the sequin and the 11/0 that acts as a stopper. And now we continue adding the other 3. For the other 3, the sequence we need would be like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the color of what I call the branches, 1 in the color of the stopper. And why I do like this? Because it will be difficult to see if you don't keep a different color for the stopper. Now we pick up our sequin and we connect it to the next corner from outside towards ourselves. Then we go back up through the sequin, and here we go through the stopper bead from us towards outside, and this is how we close those beads. Now for the second branch we do the same thing: 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 for the branch, 1 for the stopper, and 1 sequin, and we connect with the corner in the same way from outside towards ourselves. Now up the sequin, pull the thread, and now we go through the stopper bead from us towards outside. Okay, and here we have the last corner: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seed beads, 1 stopper, the sequin, the same way of anchoring through the 11/0, back up through the sequin, and then through the stopper bead from us towards outside. And here we really need to make sure that we pull the threads gently but firmly, so there is no gap in between the beads. Here we have the last branch, so we only need the 5 in between the stopper beads. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and we connect with the stopper bead here. And here we have connected all the beads. And now to reinforce, we just go around the branches and the stopper beads. Pull the thread. Okay. And now, so here is the top of our component, and now we are going to connect. So we move first of all at the third, the needle to come out at the third bead of a branch. We pick up 2 seed beads, and then we look for the third one from the next branch and connect like this. Again, pick up 2 seed beads, connect with the third from the next branch, or loop, actually is a loop more like than a branch. Then again 2 seed beads, connect with the third, and here we have the last one. 2, connect with the third, and in the same time we go back through these beads that we have added in this row, and just make sure this way we reinforce, and because this will be the back of the bracelet and we want it safe. Okay. Okay, so this is one component. What is nice is that when you wear it, you can play with these sequins and put them in the position you like. Now we leave this aside and we start working on the second one, the one that has the middle embellishment, and then we connect them together so you know how to get the length of the bracelet. Now let's make together the second component. So we pick up 1 pearl, 1 seed bead 4 times, and close it in a circle. So these seed beads are 11 O's. Reinforce the circle and come out one of the 11 O seed beads. Okay. Now, to get that middle decoration on top of the circle of 4, we pick up 3 50 nose, we connect with the next 11-0, and now we go back through the last 15-0. Now we make another loop in between these two 15-0s of 3 15, between these two 11-0s with 3 15-0s. We already have one here, which is common, so we add 2 more, go through the next 11-0, we have the loop, and we go back up through the first 15-0 near the 11-0. Now we have another branch, another loop of 3. 1 already is there, so we add 2, go through 15-0, we go through 11-0, then go back up through the last one, last 15-0 from the loop, and here over the 4th we are going to use this one and this one, so only one between the two for the final loop. Okay, so we go down through the 11-0, and now we go back up through the last one, and now we pull the thread and make sure that this way all the embellishment actually is brought down to the middle and stays there. Okay, now we move the thread through the next 11-0, and we continue with the external loops just like in the first module. So 3 15-0s, 1 11-0, 3 15-0s, go through the next 11-0, now again 3 15-0s, 1 11-0, 3 15-0, connect with 11-0, three 15-0, okay, here we have 3 loops, and 1 2 3, this is the last loop. We connect with the 11-0 from the base, go back up the next 3 15-0s, and now we go around and reinforce, making sure we pop out the corners in the same time. So we skip the 15-0 at the top corner, we help it a little and pull the thread. Go back up the 15-0s. Skip the corner, go down 3 through the 11-0 at the base and pull. And the next loop. And here you can clearly see the difference between one that's popped out and one that's not. Okay. And here we have the last one. Okay, so as you can see here, we do not have the embellishment. Here we have the embellishment. We move the thread to the corner bead and we start adding the sequins. When we add the sequins, we make sure we stack them under, so this one stays at the top. So we start with the first one, and for this we need sequin stopper bead, so 11-0. We go down like this, we go back up the sequin and through the stopper bead, and instead of having it like this, we make sure it's like this. We turn it, and now we start building up our branches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1 stopper and 1 sequin. We anchor it from outside towards us. Go back up the sequin, pull the thread, and make sure we go from us towards outside through the stopper bead. Another branch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a stopper bead, the sequin, we anchor it, back up the sequin, pull the thread, and then we go this way through the stopper bead. We only need one more. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The stopper. And here we have the sequin as well. We anchor it. Go back up the sequin, pull the thread, and through the anchoring bead from us towards outside, from the stopper bead, I mean. Okay, and here we have the last loop of 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 in between the stopper beads on top of the sequins. Okay, now we go around all these beads to reinforce. And after that we create the middle netting that keeps the module tightly safe. So for this, with the thread coming out the third seed bead of the loop, like this, we pick up 2 11/0s and connect with the third from the next loop. Pick up 2 11/0s, connect with the third from the next loop. And now we go around and reinforce. Gently pull the threads. Okay, so here we have the back and the top of the second component. Now let's build the double right angle weave units, and for this we pick up 2, 4, 6 and 8. We pick up 8 and close the circle. Now we go up the first 2 seed beads in the circle and add 1 bead, the next 2 another bead, the next 2 another bead. Okay, this one should, oh, okay, that's perfect. All the corners that we add in the second step should pop out. And now we move the thread here and we build another double right angle weave, but this bead will be the connecting bead with the other component. So let's move the thread up. And here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Go back up the first two and we add a bead. Up the next two, and this bead will connect with this component. Yeah. So we pick up this bead, and now we go down the next two seed beads. Now we finish the third right angle weave, corner let's call it, and now we go back and reinforce, and this is our first connection. Between the two components. Okay. Now you can leave it like this if you want only one connection, but if you want to make a stronger bracelet, we continue with the next one. So let's say that from this point, our thread is here, we want to connect these two corners now through this strip of double right angle weave. So we move the thread up to this bead, and now we repeat the same double right angle weave, just making the connection with this strip as well. So let's put some more 11 O's here. So we start with 8 11 O's, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 around this. Okay, as usual we move the thread up 2 seed beads and we add the first corner, up to the next 2 seed beads, another corner, then down 2 seed beads, and here we make the connection with this unit through this corner, and down 2 seed beads. Okay, So here we've made one connection with a strap, and now we connect this strap with this component. So we move the thread up, and from this position we just create a double right angle component and connect it in 2 points, here and here. So let's pick up 8 seed beads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Go up the first 2 seed beads from the circle, well, at this stage you have to be careful with the threads that catch. Okay, so here the thread is up 2 beads, connect with this one, go up the next 2, now we connect with this corner from the component, go down the next 2, pick up 1 bead for our double right angle weave, go down 2 and through the base, and now we go once more around to reinforce. So here we have our components connected with these double right angle weave units, and now let's see how we can attach a clasp on this end. As you can see here, our clasp is made out of a closed ring, jump ring, and the lobster clasp, and as usually I connect the closed ring with the bracelet, and then the others are added later. So to do this, we just move the thread through the body of the work to one of the beads, like this, the stopper beads for the sequins. Now we pick up 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, I think it's enough, and the closed ring, and connect with the other one. And as usually we need to go back and reinforce, and the easiest way is to use an anchor. So pick up 1 seed bead and go back through all the beads again. Just like this. And when you get to the other side, pick up again a seed bead, and this way you can turn the thread and go back and reinforce 3 or 4 more times, making sure that you turn the thread around this seed bead that you add, and it will look like this. Okay, so we go back through the stopper bead, the 5 beads of the loop. So stopper bead, if I can see it, stopper bead, 5 beads of the loop, and then again stopper bead on the other side as well. Okay, so it's like this. I hope you like this. I think it's a very beautiful late summer towards the autumn bracelet. Thank you for watching, and see you with our next tutorial. Ciao ciao.